guys, my name is Anthony Pla, head baseball coach at Lincoln University, here with Figure It Out Baseball. And with this specific drill, I would like to talk about our prep step. Now, it's not necessarily a drill, but I think for me and a lot of infield guys in the world out there, this is probably the most important part about your game. It's everything that happens pre-pitch, before the ball gets delivered to the plate and it gets into the hitting zone. We call this our prep step or our pre-pitch routine. So prior to the ball being delivered to home plate, a lot of things are going to be happening. We let outfielders know how many outs there are. We talk to infielders. There might be some shifting going on. We'll get the information from the catcher about what the pitch is, and then we'll move left or right, forward or backwards, depending on what that might be, whether it's location or whatever the pitch may be. After all the pre-pitch information happens, now we start getting into what we call our prep step. This is our pre-pitch movement, getting ready for a ground ball, or getting ready for the ball to be put in play. And what I'm looking for are guys to be as relaxed as possible, to be able to gain as much ground as they possibly can, left, right, forward, backwards, or in any part of the compass we're looking at, so that we can move as fast as possible and gain as much ground. So what I'm looking for in our prep step is, most of our guys, very beginning of the game, we're starting on the grass. For our middle guys, corner guys are a little bit further in, obviously. But what I'm looking for is, in our prep step, is to have a couple steps towards the hitter, which is right, left, and a little bit of a bounce or a hop, and we're working down, descending into the ground, so our feet are flat on the ground and we're ready to move in any direction. Now, our descending motion needs to be happening while the ball is being delivered to the plate and the ball gets into the hitting zone. The hitting zone is about 8 to 10 feet from the hitter as he's getting ready to take his swing. So we all know when a hitter gets ready, he has some rhythm, and he gets his front foot down and the attack starts to happen to the baseball. It's at that time we want to be working down, so as soon as the ball gets hit, we recognize location and we can attack the baseball from there. So again, a prep step in fast motion will be just kind of like this. I'm kind of going to get ready. I walk into it, prep. And as I prep, my hands, my elbows, my upper half is nice and relaxed, so I can move it pretty quickly where I have to go. If the ball's hit directly at me, I prep. I get outside the baseball with an open prep step here, around the ball, and I come through it and I finish the play. A lot more to it than that, but simply put, that's what I'm looking for. If it's to my left or to my right, we'll talk about to my forehand side first. I prep, jab step to open up my hips to be able to gain ground going this direction, and I take off with a crossover, glove extended. Going to the backhand side is the same thing, prep, jab step, and now I can take off. There is another way to be able to do a prep step, and that is I can prep and land separately with either leg. Depending on, if I land my left foot first, it's probably a pull hitter, right-handed, so I can go in that direction, or vice versa, a left-handed hitter, I can land right foot and I can go this direction to my left side. But what I really want to think about here is my body descending into the ground so my feet can use the ground force and be able to push in any direction. I'm always looking for a positive step, whether it's forward, backwards, left, or right. So essentially, if there's a slow roller, prep, positive, where if you guys know who Barney Rubble is, I'm not sure if everybody knows the Flintstones, we step negative to push to go forward. That's not necessarily wrong, but it is a negative step, and it gives that guy a chance to get out of the box and me not enough time to go get the baseball. So again, a prep step is a ready position, right, left, hop, hands relaxed, and now I can go in any direction. I don't want to start off, a lot of guys start like this, or maybe start like this in Little League. I want to be a little bit more relaxed so I can be a little bit more athletic and move to the baseball wherever it's going. So that's our prep step. So there's a few different ways that you can do this, and it might not look the right way, and I want to kind of show you those. And essentially what you're going to look at, a regular on-time prep step while the ball's getting into the hitting zone, about 8 to 10 feet from the hitter, is as I'm descending into the ground, and I can move. Descending into the ground, and I can move. If I'm a little bit early, I'm going to end up getting here to my prep, and I'm going to stop for a moment. And what that creates, unfortunately, is a statue, and statues don't move as fast as people in motion. So I want to try and stay in motion the entire time. Just like when I'm hitting, I don't want to get to a point where I'm taking my rhythm and I stop, and then try to start all over again because I won't generate any power. So this way I'm trying to generate a good first step with some speed and having some agility. So if I can get into my prep step and be able to move in that direction, I'm in the ground, my body's still moving, I'm very athletic. If I'm early and I take my prep step and I stop, I'm stuck here. Now I have to start from scratch, and that's not going to get me there as fast as I want to. I want to get 8 to 10 feet my first couple steps. I won't be able to do that from a standstill motion. The other one is if I might be a little bit too late, some guys will have their feet moving in the air, which sometimes is not a bad thing, but if I'm really late, if I'm super late, I'm gonna be prepping and I'm like, oh no, and I'm kind of like shuffling, or you know, I kind of maybe split my feet, or maybe I read the bat the wrong way. I thought it was gonna be pull, and I land this way, then the push, and I gotta push back and go this way. So as much as I can do pre-pitch wise, before the ball is even delivered, I want to make sure that I'm descending as the ball is getting into the hitting zone. It's super important. It's one of the reasons why we'll make a lot of plays defensively, infield and outfield play for that matter. Always having rhythm prior to the pitch and through the baseball, so we get out to first base. This is Anthony Pla, Lincoln University head baseball coach. We just talked about our prep step or our pre-pitch movements. Next, we're going to go on to our rocker step.